Eric Compton has been in the news lately for all the right reasons on and off the golf course. George Savarickas rejoins us. George, it has been a busy week for Compton so far at the Travelers Championship.
Yeah, Lisa, Eric Compton's really been in high demand since kind of bursting onto the national scene last week at the U.S. Open with his tie for second in that event. Those really close to the game of golf, though, have been familiar with his story for years, if not decades. Compton, twice in his life, has had his heart nearly fail him, and as a two-time heart transplant recipient, Eric knows all about battling back. So far, he's been thriving this year inside the ropes, but he's making an even bigger impact off the course. At 34 years old, Eric Compton is happy and healthy, coming off his best career finish on the PGA Tour.
An emotional, inspiring week.
Long road from where he was back in 1992 when he was in need of his first heart transplant.
When I was in the hospital at Jackson Memorial Hospital, at that time there wasn't many transplant recipients. I could come in and I could see that somebody was having a normal life.
It's those memories that motivate him now. Compton, a two-time heart transplant recipient, is having the best season of his career. He's also partnering with Donate Life and Genentech to visit hospitals around the country to raise awareness for organ donation.
You know, I was visiting schools and elementary schools and talking about organ donation 22 years ago, so it's really been the majority of my life that I've been able to do that. So just being able to separate the time and then get back to my practice and get to work. You know, I'm so blessed and fortunate to be healthy to be able to go out and do that.
On Tuesday, he took time to visit with patients at Hartford Hospital in advance of this week's Travelers Championship.
Yeah, I know it's rough when you're not feeling it.
Not good when you're not feeling good, yeah. Well, you look good, though.
I really appreciate it because I can relate to him and I can talk to him, you know, and he understands what I'm feeling and what I'm going through, and not too many people know.
I'm not doing it for my self-gratification, so it's hard for me when I see them get emotional, because I was emotional as well when my family came and I saw them and I knew that I had a life again. 2 days ago, I did have the biggest stepping stone in my career, and you know, and then reality is sort of a reality hitter when you're here and you see patients that are waiting or going through a transplant.
After finishing runner-up at last week's U.S. Open, Compton is still coming to grips with the impact it'll have on his career as well as his cause.
It's hard for me to understand what happened last week because I've been doing the organ donation and pushing forward for such a long time. So I know that I had a good finish at the Open, but I won't really understand how many people it touches until it settles in and people start recognizing the importance of organ donation. And hopefully the U.S. Open did help that platform.
And that was a great scene to get to see firsthand and take in. And Compton has been involved in his partnership with Genentech and Donate Life for the last 3 years. The trip to Hartford Hospital was always on his schedule, and he's hoping that his second-place finish in the U.S. Open could play a small part in raising even more awareness for organ donations. Lisa.
George, thank you very much. Eric Compton tees off Thursday in the Travelers Championship at 8 a.m. Our coverage begins on Thursday at 2:30 Eastern. Before